everyone. Hope you're doing well. Come here, Ben. Benny, come here. Come here. We're doing some Facebook Live this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. My name's Amanda Ree with Sama Dog Wellbeing for dogs and their humans. And today we are talking about natural flea support. I know if you're like me, for many years I really wished that there was a way that I could not give my dogs those very severe and intense chemical treatments and topicals and orals to get rid of the fleas and ticks, but instead have some sort of support more naturally. The most important thing that I could share with you before we get into our 3 tips is that it is possible to prevent fleas and ticks naturally. It really is. And of course, it gets very challenging when you're in an area that has a huge predominance of fleas. There's a grassy area that you always walk in, or there's just tons of dogs in the area. Whatever it may be, certainly some cases are more difficult than others, but do know that it is possible. Now, this is a Facebook Live, and the intention is to be about 15 minutes. There's a lot to say about natural flea treatment, and I can certainly share some additional resources with you, some really great, much longer videos that give you a good understanding, and I'd love to help support you in that way. So we're just going to get into today 3 very simple tips that you can basically do like around the house, so to speak, and see a big benefit from. Still very impactful. I should say also that there are tons of great natural products that can help support and fend off the fleas during this season. But again, we're just kind of doing some household, simple lifestyle ways in which you can boost the system to therefore fend off the little buggers that we really don't like so much. So as you're joining in with us, thank you. I see some of you jumping on with us, and do let me know that you're here. Great to see you guys. And as I'm talking, and a little bit later on, I'll get back on there to see your comments. And if you have any questions, feedback, any other ideas that you might want to share with our community, then that's what this is all about. Sama Dog is a hub, a resource to come to for your natural healing and understanding of your animals. So let's get to it. Our first tip would be good nutrition. And I know I start all of my conversations, all of my 3 tips always kind of start with that one because it really is so important. Your pests, fleas and ticks specifically, they do not like to hang out with a healthy animal. They're looking for more compromised animals. They're looking for animals that don't have vibrant health that creates basically a force field around them. So how to do this? The best way is nutrition, nutrition, nutrition. Giving your dog fresh foods, fresh meats, fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh meats, really high quality kibble. If you do feed kibble, just be sure to have a super high quality in there because it will truly, as I said, make all the difference. It also will help to boost your animal's immune system. That's the way as well. I can honestly tell you that for 2 years now, 2 summers, we have not had to give flea treatment as far as like the chemical varieties. We used to use Confortis, and it's an oral, and every once in a while, we, back before 2 years ago, we would be in an environment, especially in a previous house, that had a very grassy area out back that was filled with fleas, and we really struggled. We got infested in the house once, which for those that have had that experience, it's miserable. So I know you want to avoid that at all costs. But for 2 years now, between boosting their nutrition, and it is an accumulative process. Of course, you don't boost their nutrition this week and therefore they're fending off the pests better. It really comes over time. So by boosting their nutrition, however, boost their immune system and literally does create a force field around and within your animal so that it just isn't a friendly environment for bugs, and they're going to go find something far more easy to grab onto and to feed from. So that's our first tip. Our second tip is an essential oil spray. So I know many of you probably like and have essential oils. You may not have these particular ones. So there are many different ones that work. The first thing to say about essential oils in application to animals and to dogs especially, and to cats and really all animals, is to be very, very easy and gentle on the aroma. They have so much of a more powerful ability to smell than us, anywhere from, I've seen 10,000 to 100,000 times better than our sense of smell. So just think about that when you're adding your aromas in. You want to go super, super gentle, and then you can always build up a little bit, especially if you have a purpose like this, fending off fleas, but you really want to be mindful of that. Most people actually really overdo it with their animals, so be careful. So the 3 essential oils that we're going to use are, that I'm going to spill, are lemongrass oil, neem oil, and catnip oil. So these maybe the lemongrass is something you have around, but maybe neem and catnip not as common, but you can certainly find them at any of your natural pet food stores. If you do Young Living or doTERRA or something like that, you can probably, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking you could probably get those there. I know neem you can. So you find them out there somewhere. Again, you're going really easy. So what I do is you just get a spray bottle, just a little spray bottle, from the market. So I even put my little label on here. I love labels. So got my label on there. So you fill it up with a little bit of water. I thought I'd just make it here with all of you so you can see how easy this is. So you just fill up your water bottle. Purified water, always best. You don't want to use tap water, even to feed your animals. Really be mindful of that. Tap water is not good for any of us. In most regions, of course, some places they've got great water, but here in San Diego, not so much. So first we start with, I'm just using first our lemongrass, and you're wanting to put about 3 to 5 drops in there. So again, just going really easy, 3 drops. We do lemongrass first. Now I've got the neem oil. Neem is a powerful Ayurvedic element or herb in the Ayurvedic world. Very good for skin conditions, and bugs, pests hate the smell, which is great news for us and for your dogs. Now we are talking about dogs specifically here, by the way. Cats are different and uniquely different, especially when it comes to topicals. The one thing I do want to say, though, about topicals and cats is do not ever use dog medicines on your cat. It can be fatal, and many times is. It's very sad. So please be mindful. Definitely not the same stuff. And actually, if you're using topicals or chemical treatments, just be sure that you follow the dosage very, very carefully that they've given you. So now we're on to our 3rd oil. So we've used the lemongrass, we've used the neem, and now we're on to catnip oil. So just putting a few drops of that. Again, we're putting this into purified water. Then you just put that together, give it a good shake, and you have a do-it-yourself flea repellent that smells delicious. Your dogs are going to love it. Well, I don't know about that, but you'll love it because the smell is very good. So what we do is we put this on our dogs every time before we go to the park, before we go to the beach, things like that. When you know that they're going to be out and about, even in your backyard, you can just spray this on them once a day. I usually cover the belly really well, work into the paws a little bit, around the chest, and that does a great job of keeping the bad guys at bay. Okay, so that was our homemade essential oil spray. Last is the usage of garlic. Now, when I say that, some of you may think, wait a minute, I have this list that says that there's like 10 or 15 things that dogs cannot eat, and garlic is one of them, and that is true. Garlic in huge amounts can be toxic to animals, but I'm talking about a little bit of garlic. So if you are to feed your Chihuahua 6 cloves of garlic, yes, your Chihuahua will get very sick from that. Please be mindful. That is not the way to apply this. But a little bit. So when I'm saying a little bit, I'm talking about 1/8 of a teaspoon for about a 20-pound dog. And then you work your way from there. I'd say even a large dog, I'd say a Great Dane or something like that, you're still just doing a clove of garlic. And that's a big dog. That's a 100-pound dog or something. You're doing a clove of garlic. So basically, you are just chopping up your garlic. You are wanting to chop the garlic fresh each time. So I know some of us will have in our fridge, right? You have like the minced garlic that's already ready for cooking and whatnot. And that is not what you want to use, because garlic, for about 24 hours after it's first cut, it has active property enzymes that are that which are, for one, very health promoting. There's so many benefits to garlic for our animals, just like it is for us. but from the side of the fleas, that enzyme is what rids the fleas. And so that's active for, again, about 24 hours or even a little bit less. So you want to chop the garlic fresh and then put it into their food. So we just chop off one little clove. You just do little tiny pieces. Your dog will not smell like he's been dining on an Italian feast, after a big log of garlic bread or something like that. They won't smell like garlic at all. Really, it's very, very subtle. So you're just cutting that up into little minced pieces. I know you know what garlic is and how to cut it, but I just wanted to demonstrate that for you. And then we would put this on, like Benny's, he's about 15 pounds. I would put that onto his food. Again, it's even a little less than 1/8 of a teaspoon. So you're just wanting a little bit of garlic, but a little bit does go a long way. Now, garlic is, as I said about the food as well, you really need to build these things up, but especially with the garlic, it needs to build up for at least a week or two before you really start to see the benefits. So before the flea season starts, or now if you're just hearing this and you want to start it, just start it today or tomorrow, and then know that you still need to be very mindful with your other protection up until then. One thing back to the chemical products, of course we want to just try to reduce them as much as possible. It's not that you cannot use them at all. We know, as I said, to avoid infestation, to avoid just an overwhelm, sometimes we need them. But what we found is a great way to do it is, when we did do our chemical treatments, like I said, we haven't needed to. I have them. I'm ready to use them if need be, so I'm definitely not anti. I just think that the less chemicals we can put on, in, around our dog, the better. Same for us. So if you do need to use them, maybe just space it out. Use it on 1 month, and then the next month go natural products. The next month the chemical again, next month natural. Or sometimes a lot of people I've spoken with get along really well with maybe toward the end of spring and then the end of summer. And they just do those two treatments. And in between, just use a lot of natural supplements, natural defenses to help. Again, there are many different products and ways in which you can do this. I'm happy to share more with you. I did want to mention while we're here together that I have a special going this month in June, $50 off my one-to-one consultation. And I feel funny about calling it one-to-one because it's really 2-to-1. It's you and your dog and me. So, but we get deep into all the details of your specific circumstances, your human beings in the family, the dogs in the family, and we dive into really anything that you want help and support with. Guidance, pointing in the right direction, seeing what might be affecting things, seeing what natural alternatives there are, because there certainly are a lot when it comes to our animals. So $125 is now the price. It's usually $175 for a consult, so $125 through the month of June. That's $50 off. If you'd like to sign up, just email me. I also wanted to mention that down below in these comments, I will put a link to an article from Dogs Naturally, fantastic magazine, one of my faves, and it's all about garlic, using garlic for animals for flea and tick prevention, and that'll give you a lot more details that you might be looking for. So I just want to come around here actually and check in with all of you. See how you're doing. Hi, Victoria. How much neem? So Victoria is here. She's asking how much neem. Oh, I'm out of the camera. How much neem is about the same, about 3 to 5 drops. And you can also put neem, within a carrier oil, say like a olive oil or a sesame oil, something like that. You can put the neem in there. Let me just adjust this a little bit. There we go. You can put the neem in there and then rub it all over their belly and in their armpits, their thigh pits, their pads. That can be very helpful. And who else do we have here? Some of our friends. Sarita's there. Marjorie. Thank you all for being here with us. It's great to see you, Sarito. Sally. So if anyone has any other questions, feel free to comment them here. I can certainly go back and answer your questions afterwards. And if you, as I said, have any other feedback, what has worked for you and your pets, we'd love to know. This is all about community and supporting one another and supporting our amazing pups. So hi, Andrea. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being such an important part of Sama Dog. We wish you a very happy weekend, and we will be back with you next Saturday, 9 a.m. for a meditation with our pets. Namaste.